the most interesting things I've seen is to watch how children, particularly little boys, say 8, 9 years of age, react when they see their mom and dad making expressions of love to each other. Remember when our boys were small and I would kiss Linda, they would close their eyes and say things like, "Are you almost done?" I'm sure the proverb that Solomon wrote was really applicable in their thinking, and that was what Solomon put in chapter 30, verse 18 and 19. "There are 4 things that are too mysterious for me to understand: an eagle flying in the sky, a snake moving on a rock, a ship finding its way over the sea, and a man and woman falling in love." And I'm sure my sons, when they were that age, could not fathom, like, why would you ever want to have anything to do with somebody of the opposite sex? Came across some interesting things. Some little boys and girls, actually ages 5 to 10, answered when they were asked their opinions on various topics of love. And one of them was the question, how do you decide whom to marry? And Alan, age 10, said, "You've got to find somebody who likes the same stuff. Like, if you like sports, she should like it that you like sports, and she should keep the chips and dip coming." Good point there. Future brides, keep that in mind. Kirsten, age 10, said, "No person really decides before they grow up who they're going to marry. God decides it all the way before, and you get to find out later who you're stuck with." And then the question they were asked is, what is the right age to get married? And Camille, age 10, said 23 is the best age because you've known the person forever by then. Freddie, age 6, says no age is good enough to get married. You got to be a fool to get married. And then, what do your mom and dad both have in common? And Lori, age 8, replied, "Both don't want kids anymore." What do most people do on a date? Lynette, age 8, said, "Dates are for having fun, and people should use them for getting to know each other. Even boys have something to say if you listen long enough." And then Martin, age 10, said, "On the first date, they usually tell each other lies, and that usually gets them interested enough to go on the second date." Now, what are some surefire ways to make sure a person, surefire ways to make a person fall in love with you? And Dell, age 6, said, "Tell them you own a whole bunch of candy stores." Camille, age 7, said, "Shake your hips and hope for the best." And then Bert, age 9, said, "One way is to take a girl out to eat. Make sure it's something she likes to eat. French fries usually works for me." And then, why does love happen between 2 particular people? Well, Jan, age 9, said, "No one is sure why it happens, but I heard it has something to do with how you smell. That's why perfume and deodorant are so popular." And then Harlan, age 8, said, "I think you're supposed to get shot with an arrow or something, but the rest of it isn't supposed to be so painful." How did your mom and dad meet? My father was doing strange chores for my mother. They won't tell me what kind. Lottie, age 9, said they were at a party at a friend's house. Then they went for a drive, but their car broke down. It was a good thing because it gave them a chance to find out about their values. Is it better to get married or be single? Well, it's better for girls to be single, but not for boys. Boys need someone to clean up after them. What is love? Love is when mommy sees daddy smelly and sweaty and still says he is handsomer than Brad Pitt. Anita, age 9, said, "I'm in favor of love as long as it doesn't happen when the Simpsons are on TV." And then, how would you make a marriage work? And Ricky, age 10, says, "Tell your wife she looks pretty, even if she looks like a truck." Well, there you go. Out of the mouths of babes, right? Out of the mouths of babes.